Hey,
Hey, what's going on?
uh-oh, hang on. Let me figure out what I'm doing here.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
I actually, uh, so I already went live on YouTube,
Okay. Uh-oh, no, I'm just
and
kidding.
typically, typically I go live on YouTube with these, and I'm trying to figure out if I can record at the same time, and it does let me. Do you mind if I do all this?
I do not mind at all. Go for it.
Nice.
Makes me feel
All right.
famous.
Yeah, right. First of all, Angelika, it's very nice to meet you. We've never
Nice to
met in
meet you.
person or anything. I'm Dana. I've been following you for quite some time on Instagram, Reddit, you know,
All
those
the social
popular
media.
platforms. Yeah. Uh, I wanted to talk to you about your journey in kettlebells. Where'd you start? Um, where are you at? How long you been doing it? You want to introduce yourself and kind of take off?
Yeah, talk for a really long time. Ramble.
Yeah.
I'm good
Yeah,
at
that's
rambling.
right. That's what I like. I like
So,
to get people
yeah,
going and then they
and
just
then I'll
don't
just talk.
stop, and I love it.
I was just thinking it's weird because I'm not used to being on this end of these conversations, because it's
Mhm.
always like, yeah, anyways.
You're
Yeah,
usually the
so
interviewer.
I'm usually the one like taking notes and like listening.
Hmm.
um, yeah, so let's see. Kettlebells. I started in 2019. I think I had I had kids. I think my son was like a year and a half maybe, and my daughter was like 3,
Hmm.
uh, somewhere around there. And I just happened to have like a 20-pound cast iron kettlebell sitting around, and I wanted to lose weight. And so I was like, oh, I guess I could use this. And I Googled how to swing a kettlebell and I found Reddit. So like I kind of immediately, I had never used Reddit before. And so that was like my
Hmm.
introduction to everything. But I started swinging, like clean and press, squatting, just like basic stuff. I didn't have any fitness experience beforehand. So
Hmm.
I've been trying to think about like why my journey is what it is. And like really, kettlebells have been the only tool up until now that I've used. And so I kind of come at it, I think, from a different place than a lot of people, a lot of guys,
Hmm.
especially. But yeah, so I was moving up in weight. I got like a 35-pound one, and I realized pretty quickly that I like to go hard. And like,
Uh-huh.
I would just had so much fun. And so I ended up buying a 50-pound bell, and I was doing like swings. And then this was all hard style,
Hmm.
and or like, what I had seen from Reddit. And I had seen stuff about kettlebell sport, but I thought it was weird. I thought it
Hmm.
looked weird, and I didn't get it. So I was like, whatever, I didn't care. But I started straining my abs really bad with the
Oh,
50-pound
really?
kettlebell. Yeah. And actually, probably TMI. But so when I was pregnant with my son, I had had like an umbilical hernia.
Oh,
And so I
wow.
had it surgically repaired. But when I started straining my abs, I got really paranoid that I was having a hernia. And so I went into the doctor and I was like, what's happening? And they told me to stop lifting because a lot of medical professionals don't really understand
Yeah.
or know about strength training and all that stuff. And so, but in my mind, I couldn't stop at that point. I was having too much fun, and it made me feel so good. I was like, how I can't stop. So in the back of my mind, I had known about sport and like how it's like more relaxed, and you're working with the bell and all that. And so I was
Hmm.
like, well, maybe this is a good time for me to just try something new, and that way I could keep lifting. And
Right.
so I did that, and I just started messing around. And then I found out that it was really fun also, and posted on Reddit, got a coach. I didn't
Oh, nice.
know.
Who was
It's
your coach?
hilarious. His name is Roger Saheli. He's in
Hmm.
Australia, so
Nice.
super far away. I'm in Washington. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's just funny because I didn't understand that since I was interested in getting into kettlebell sport to be able to lift in like a healthier way. I didn't understand the competition part of it. I didn't
Right.
understand 10-minute sets. I didn't understand like the torture that is kettlebell sport.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I really like, I like to joke, but I kind of just like got tricked into it in like the best way possible. But
Hmm.
like, it's just funny looking back. I was so naive. I didn't know what I was getting into,
Right.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I feel like that too. I didn't know what I was getting into,
yeah.
but now I'm
You're
like
too far into it.
I'm in it now, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. There's no going back now.
Yeah. So you
So
started regular kettlebell training in 2019. When did you,
yeah,
what year do you think did
it was
you started picking
2020
up the
that I
sport?
started kettlebell
2020.
sport. So it was like maybe a year of, and I don't even think of the like the hard style kettlebell stuff
Yeah.
that I did. It was really just like messing around. I think I
Hmm.
did one like program. It was like a clean and press, maybe I think clean press squat program.
Hmm.
Um, but it wasn't like I didn't think of it as like training. It was when
Right.
I got into kettlebell sport that I was like, okay, now I have like actual structured training and goals and you know and it was right, I was really grateful because I got into it kind of right before COVID hit.
Hmm.
And so because I had already realized how awesome kettlebells were for fitness at your house. Because again, I was a mom. I mean, I
Super easy.
remember I was like, I would strap my son in his high chair. This is not maybe my best parenting, but
Look,
I
I've done
would,
it too.
like you have to, because he was so little, and you know, and I would put him in front of the TV. And my daughter, she was older, and she just always was more responsible and listened
Hmm.
better. And so she would just do her own thing, but like I had to have him in the high chair to lift because there was no other way to do
Right.
it, you know. But and then yeah, COVID hit. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going to say a quick story about something like that. I was taking one of the IKFF certification tests, and I literally had my son in a like a bouncy chair,
Yep.
so I could film the
So you
set
can.
and send it to Steve Cotter.
Yep.
And all almost halfway through the snatches and all the rest of the way, my son started crying.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I'm trying to pump out these snatches and squats, and I'm like, it's okay, buddy. I'm almost
You
done.
can make
I'm
it.
almost
Just a
done.
couple more minutes. Yep. Yep. Oh,
And I
I
remember
remember.
apologizing to Steve, like, I'm sorry, you know.
And he was so
But
nice
yeah.
too. Oh man.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah. No, I totally saw so many experiences like that.
Hmm.
But it's cool too because they grow up, because again, I was reflecting on like my kettlebell journey. Like my kids have always known me lifting. Like there's never
Hmm.
been really an alternative where I was not exercising. And
So
so
your
it's
kids are
just
fairly
cool.
young, 6 and under, huh?
Well, now, so now they're 7 and 9, 7 and 9.
Okay. Nice.
So, and you know, as they grew, I could see them. Like I used to, sometimes I'll catch them like playing, like my daughter, when they were a little bit younger, she would play coach with my
Hmm.
son. And I would like walk in
Nice.
and I'd see her and she'd be like, no, you need to do it like this. Like, of course, being a bossy older sister, but like, she's
Hmm.
like, I'm coaching. It's so cute.
Nice.
But I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
like to roll into your first competition. You know, you started
Yeah.
sport in maybe 2020.
2020.
When
Yeah.
did you first compete?
So I started in August and I did my first competition was a half marathon.
Oh wow.
I know, like I'm not joking. Oh, and the other
Ballsy.
thing, so so when I had a 35-pound cast iron bell that was
Hmm.
what I was using originally, like single bell work when I got my coach. So obviously he was like, okay, we're gonna need to go down. But I don't even know why this happened, but I started on 12s. So I never used eights
Oh, okay.
until like a couple years in, which again, I survived. Maybe
Now,
wasn't the
after a couple of
best.
years and then going back down to eights, did
I
you
mean, like
feel like it
they were
helped
like
refine
nothing.
technique?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I do think everything that like Dennis, for as an example, says it's just true. And you just
Yeah.
sometimes have to fuck around and find out on my own. But
Right. Oh,
can I swear on here? I just
yeah,
realized.
sure. I mean, it's
Sorry. But you know, definitely like lighter weights with higher paces. Like I've never competed on the eights. I've done like
Mhm.
10-minute sets, just like kind of messing around. But But at the same time, I think that starting on the 12s, like I suffered, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it built like a confidence
Oh
that
yeah.
I needed. And I mean, kettlebell sport in general builds that like this just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
inner, like you kind of know that you can do it, like you can just suffer and get through it. But yeah,
Absolutely.
like I tore my hands a fucking lot. I was I was really yeah,
I'm
it was
healing
rough,
up right
but
now.
my condolences. Do you know the like I don't know if this is like the original like Russian way to heal up like tears, but you're supposed to get like water that's as hot as you can stand and put
Uh-huh.
salt in it and then put your hand in there. That was like,
I've
I
never
don't
heard
know.
about that.
That's I think that that's sorry, Roger,
A
if
little
he
trick
listens.
my coach taught me, Nikolai. Uh, Whenever I have a ripped open palm or fingers, super glue.
Oh God. That one
Cover
I've
it with
never
super
done.
glue.
Oh my God. I got really good at taping, I
It
will say.
works.
Like,
It
oh,
works.
that's funny. I believe it. The things that we do, like if you think about it from somebody
I
like
know.
who's not a part of the world, they're just like, what?
I know. There's a couple of the guys that or gals that come over here and train. One of her name's Renee. She's always calling this a cult. You got another
It
cult
is.
member.
It is.
Anytime
I mean,
someone
like
new comes in to train,
it
it's
kind of
crazy.
is, but like in the best way possible.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's funny. But yeah, so
So
first
first
comp was half
30-minute
marathon,
marathon. Wow.
one arm long
Half
cycle with a
marathon.
12 with a 12. And I got rank one. It was an online comp. So
Hmm.
I've only ever competed at K2, which is
Okay.
in like in Everett over here. I need to
Hmm.
start traveling.
Coach Seiko?
So yeah, she's like amazing. I love her. Just everybody. The
Yeah.
vibe is just the
I haven't met
best.
her yet either. She's been trying to come out to the All-American for 2 years now. And I've been trying to go up there because Buffy and all of them go up there.
Yeah,
A lot of the Washington guys, go there.
all right
So
here. Yeah.
I've been wanting to go up there and meet guys like Patchen
Yeah.
and meet you because I've seen you there before.
Yeah.
And just, Aiden, I wanted to
Yep.
meet Aiden, but luckily
Yeah.
he
And he
came out to
came,
the
I saw
All-American
he
this
did so
year.
good too.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, he won the most lifted. He lifted the
Yeah.
most tonnage
I'm like,
overall.
yeah, I know him. That's right.
And it's funny
He's so cool.
because we we pointed it out at the competition. So Aiden, I believe, lifted over 27 thousand pounds, right? On his lifting. And one of the teams beat him by like hundreds. One team,
Team.
right?
Holy
So
crap.
he almost outlifted an entire team.
Single-handedly. That is
Mm-hmm.
what did he do? Long cycle? Do you remember?
Uh,
I could have looked. It's
we
okay. You
yeah,
had a lot going on.
he did three lifts and he did the snatch relay, I think.
That's awesome.
So pretty crazy. Yeah,
Super
it
cool.
was it was fun to watch. I remember watching every time he was on the platform. I remember like putting eyes on him, but I can't remember exactly what he did.
That's awesome though. Super
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I want to come out there. I'm talking to Buffy now on whether or not I'm gonna be able to make plans to come out there in May. Or
Oh, that'd be awesome.
do
Yeah.
you plan
I
on
mean, like
going?
I have no excuse. I live like an hour and a half, an hour,
Oh, okay.
if there's no traffic to get down there. So
Super easy, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
no excuse. Yeah. And I want to come out to yours. We're finally at a place where travel is starting to look like an option because
Yeah.
life is complicated. So this kind
Oh
of is
yeah.
skipping forward, but I started caregiving for my mom last year. So
Hmm.
we moved her in with us. So things have been this is like the later part of my kettlebell journey, but like this past year has just been
Oh yeah.
weird in terms of like figuring out how to fit lifting in with life.
I
Um,
Trust me, I know
I
exactly
know
where you're coming
everybody
from.
goes through it.
Hmm.
Like, and I think I have my problem, not problem, like within myself is that I see everybody else figuring out how to get it done. And then I feel guilty when I can't. But I've
Hmm.
finally realized that it's okay to just like, so I'm taking a step back from kettlebell sport right now, which
Right.
I feel like a traitor. And it feels like again, because my identity was so wrapped up, like I'm a kettlebell lifter because that's all I've ever
Mm-hmm.
been. And specifically,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a kettlebell sport lifter because again, that's really all I've ever been. And so
Mm-hmm.
like how being able to be okay with like taking a step back from it has been weird and kind of a mind fuck. But
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. Like I'm finally at a place where I'm like, it's okay. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
skipping forward.
totally understand your struggle because this year I started doing the same thing. I became a caregiver for
Oh
my aunt,
shit. Oh
and I've
shit. I
I've
didn't know
kind of
that.
had to take a nice step back. I've only been able to train maybe once a week for lifting myself.
Yeah.
So I didn't even
Because you
lift
got so
at
much
the
going on.
All-American this year. Yeah,
Oh, I
it's a
didn't realize
lot.
that.
So
Yeah.
I definitely understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
my condolences. But
yeah.
we'll get through it. You know,
You too.
it's exactly what you were just talking about. It's finding that balance. You
Hmm.
know, trying to get that balance and,
Yeah.
get a
And it's
handle on everything
hard.
that's happening in life.
Yeah. And but in everyone's life as an adult, unless you're like single and don't have kids and have like a 40-hour work week,
Hmm.
I think everybody's got something. I think it's hard too because kettlebell sport, or at least my approach to kettlebell sport, which again probably has to do with me more than anything else, is like all of it all the time. Um, yeah, that's just kind of how, and it has worked because so I've lifted. I mean, I competed pretty consistently through
Hmm.
all of these years, which does, I guess it doesn't sound like that a lot, but like it has been like I compete. I've never really taken like time off because I switched
Hmm.
my kettlebell journey has been like I'll do a half marathon or some kind of marathon work to compete in that. Then I'll take a break and I'll do like doubles or I'll do biathlon. Then I'll go back to marathon. And so I kind of alternate,
Hmm.
which has been good in a lot of ways because it keeps me entertained.
Hmm.
Like I don't because I get bored kind of easily, even though I don't really get bored of sport lifts, but
Hmm.
it's nice to kind of change it up. I did pentathlon. I competed in
Absolutely.
pentathlon a couple times,
Yeah,
which is
I was gonna
awesome.
ask you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so hard.
Yeah.
I got CMS in pentathlon and I thought I was gonna die. I genuinely was like, this
Hmm.
is, and then I look
Hmm.
at the numbers of, you know, I watched your interview with the first guy who came on here. I don't know what his name
Yeah,
was.
Kevin,
Yeah,
Kevin
and I
Long.
and I just like talking about the weights he was moving, and I was like,
Yeah.
how,
Yeah.
how,
There's some behemoths
like,
out here.
yeah,
Him and the other guy, Garrett,
yep,
those guys are just animals.
insane.
And then their coach, Finbar,
Yeah,
which is
yep,
out of Ireland, I think.
yeah,
That guy's a
insane.
machine too.
It's so inspiring. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
so cool. And people don't get it. I'm going in all kinds of tangents, but I just really feel like unless you have lifted pentathlon and
Hmm.
like done it in a like even in a competition setting, I don't think you can fully understand like
Right.
what that means. And
Yeah.
even and the regular lifts too, like people just think it it just looks so easy and the good lifters
Hmm.
make it look so easy that people don't get it. And
Right.
then you do it and
I
you're
want
like,
to spend I want to spend some time on pentathlon, but
sure.
I want to backtrack real
Okay,
quick
sorry.
to you jumping back and forth between biathlon because you're also CMS and biathlon 16
Yeah,
kg, correct?
yeah.
Um, so do you feel like there's any carryover between the biathlon lifts and the 30-minute lifts?
Ooh.
Or does maybe 30-minute help with the 10-minute doubles? Or is it just two completely different lifts and
I think
what you
there's
think?
always benefit because just being under bells is
Hmm.
good. Like whatever you do, I genuinely think that. I think the biggest things, like if you're doing a lot of marathon work, is like your conditioning is at a different level.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it also depends on the weights that you're working with and like the paces you're working with. Because I am also a pretty slow lifter.
Hmm.
Um, compared to a lot of people. But and then the other thing I've really noticed with work doing like actual marathon, like half marathon and marathon sets, is your sense of time changes. And so
Hmm.
one thing that really did stick with me is like when you're doing a 30-minute set, I think of it in like 10-minute increments. So like the
Okay.
first 10 minutes is like usually like, okay, that was fine. The second 10 minutes is like, okay, that was kind of shitty. And then the last part is like, it can go either way. It can be hell all the way through, or you can just
Mm-hmm.
kind of get to that mental place where you're just like on a different level and not really even processing what you're feeling. And that's
Right.
a good place to be. But it helps you. So then, like when I would go back to 10-minute sets, I would be at say 5 minutes, which normally when you do a 10-minute set and you're 5 minutes through, you're like, fuck, now it's going to get hard because that's where it
Mm-hmm.
gets hard. But in your head, if you've been doing a lot of half marathon or marathon work, you're like, oh, it's only 5 minutes left. And like
Nice.
just changing that in your brain makes it
Mm-hmm.
more tolerable. I do think
I can see
that
that. Yeah.
because 10 minutes is like nothing, kind of. If you think of it as nothing, then it is nothing.
Right.
It's very zen. But
Mm-hmm.
but I did not get that with pentathlon work because pentathlon is just its own
It's a different animal. I mean,
world of
it's a completely different
yeah,
way of lifting. And I think I've really fallen in love with it
it's amazing.
because because it's so incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
I think it's not like undoable difficult. It's
No.
because there's so much that's involved in it, like
Hmm.
strategy and
Yeah.
picking your strengths,
Yeah.
things like that. But when it comes to pacing, even
Yeah.
single bell work, pacing jerks at 20 reps a minute
It's insane.
is
Insane.
incredibly yeah,
Hard.
it's difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
but once you get there, I did see a change in my doubles when I came. So I'm kind of I transitioned between biathlon and pentathlon,
Got it.
right?
Hmm.
So right now I'm back training biathlon for probably the next like 6 to 12 weeks. And then I'm going to transition back to pentathlon until probably all next year because I have some goals I want to see. But yeah, I've seen a big difference in the carryover from the jerks specifically, and the pacing
That's
in the
awesome.
jerks and the pentathlon kind of helped the pacing in the doubles for
That's
jerk.
awesome. I guess that makes sense. I'm wondering because I can't remember. My training has been so kind of like, oh, this and then this. And so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I did pentathlon. Like I'd be interested to see if I did pentathlon right before biathlon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't remember.
I was
I
just
mean,
talking
yeah.
to James Ross from GS Science,
Uh-huh.
and he actually recommends uh well, we didn't dig real deep into it. I need to get him back on so we can go a little bit further into it, but he kind of recommends pentathlon like for what it was designed for. Valerie Fedorenko designed it to be like a GPP,
Yeah. Yeah.
conditioning workout.
Yes.
And so maybe on an off season,
Yeah.
do pentathlon and then go into your sport specific
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Logically, that makes sense. I think
Mm-hmm.
my thing is I approached it competitively.
Mm-hmm.
And so and as training always is, you get to a point like there's like the training, and then you get to the point where you're, really like kind of at the you're
Right.
really feeling it at the end. And so maybe that was on me because it is great. I tell people all the time, like pentathlon and how accessible it is. I know you've talked about it on
Mm-hmm.
here before, but like it's just true. A lot of people are going to struggle with doubles. Um, and there's nothing wrong with single bell work. Like you
Nothing.
can get like such a good workout. You can, like you said, like all of like the strategy, like that's super fun to me, like plugging in
Mm-hmm.
numbers and like seeing like how this would play out. um yeah, I really think it's probably the best thing for most people.
Yeah.
But
Well, because, like you just talked about, the single bell work is, you know, you can really hit the asymmetries in the body.
mhm.
Uh, doubles are really can be really hard,
Mhm.
because it's very strict on your mobility and you have to be able to hit certain positions every single time. And for
And some
some
people just
people,
aren't built like
right.
some. I sometimes I see people, I always wonder because I have a pretty good rack position, just kind of
Hmm.
naturally, like how my body is. And like, I think also maybe as a woman, I'm a little bit more mobile and I'm short. Like I've always been more mobile. And so like it came
Hmm.
easier to me. But I do wonder, like, if I had been built differently, would I have done kettlebell sport?
Right.
Would I have stuck it out as long as I did? Because
Hmm.
like it can be pretty
Yeah,
torturous.
you have a pretty good overhead position too.
And overhead, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just lucky. I don't know.
yeah. Do you do any mobility work to help that? Have you done?
I
No.
mean, I did. I really think a lot of what worked for me was just time under the bells. I did a
Hmm.
lot of like rack holds, overhead holds. Sometimes I kind of think, because again, I'm a slow, like my pace is slow. I'm just a slow lifter, which is not what you want to be, but it just kind of has been how I've lifted. Like I've always enjoyed like slow and heavy. Like put me
Hmm.
under some like really heavy bells, but don't make me move fast, but I'll just hang out
Right.
there. And I think that maybe just that all that extra time in rack really kind of like opened it up. But I do, so I've gained weight in the past couple years, but it has totally messed up my rack position. And
Oh
not, I
wow.
don't mean it in like a, like it's not in a judgmental way or anything, but like it really, like how your body, how your weight is distributed. Like if it's
Hmm.
in your stomach, oh my gosh, rack is so much more uncomfortable now. So I started using a belt, which I still want to get one because this one was not actually like designed like for me, measured for me.
Hmm.
But it's just interesting how even like just gaining weight threw it off enough to where I'm like, okay, rack is not as much fun as it used to
Right,
be.
right. I'm not really very comfortable here anymore.
Yeah, yeah, no. But then I think what had happened is I got stronger overhead, and like
Mm.
my overhead really became the place where I started to rest, which I almost think is better for me because it motivates you to keep moving. Because when I'm resting in rack, and especially if rack is comfortable, I'm like, I could hang out here a little bit longer than I need to. Like it's kind of enticing, especially when you get tired. But
Hmm.
when you rest overhead, I know that I have that momentum that's going to feel so good. Like that really, I'm talking about long cycle right now, like that really
Hmm.
long rest. And so it's more motivating to keep me going. I don't know. There's weird little mind games that I have to play with
Yeah, I mean,
myself.
oh, absolutely. You know? So have you done triathlon? I think I remember seeing you
No,
posting
I have
about
never
maybe
done
attempting it.
uh I've never done triathlon
No.
actually. And it's one of those things, but I think when I started eyeing it, it's when I got to this place where I was like, I'm always like more, 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 more. And kettlebell sport encourages us, it encourages that mentality, which is a good
Hmm.
mentality to have. But like, I think I mean, I guess like a 12 triathlon with 12 seems very reasonable now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'm just making excuses. But
Look,
I mean,
I
I
think you
guess,
just convinced yourself.
yeah,
Maybe
that's all it
K2 do
takes. I
triathlon.
know. No, I think what it is because like in my head, I'm always like, okay, I've got to go heavier. Um, because like it makes me happy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But there's value in the lighter bells too, obviously. Again, going back
Oh
to
yeah.
what Dennis says. And
Yeah, he
and
just
I
had me do a 10-minute 12-kilogram snatch.
oh, did he? Oh,
Yeah.
how'd it go?
It went really well.
That sounds
Nice and
nice. That
smooth.
sounds nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's with the lighter bells, it's really an opportunity to really,
Yeah.
work on that technique,
Technique.
work on little nuances that,
Yeah.
come with jerk and snatch.
Yeah. 100%. I know it's true logically.
Yeah.
But and I think so what also the other thing that happened is my progression in kettlebell sport, probably in part because I had only ever done kettlebell sport. I'd never trained for anything else. So my progression was very much like this. And then
Hmm.
I finally got to a point like 5 years in, 4 or 5 years in, where it kind of started to plateau. And
Okay.
like, and so for example, I've never competed and gotten a worse number in a lift than previously,
Okay. So
which
all
which is a
PRs all the
thing.
way through.
Yeah, that's awful. Like that is really, it's actually bad because
It could be for your mentals
for,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
when it really does happen,
Yeah,
it's going
because
to be
it
the
will
first time in
happen.
5 years. It
Yeah.
might be like, oh
It
man.
was, yeah. That's, I mean, that's exactly what it was. And again, so much of kettlebell sport is like your mental,
So it
it's
did
just
happen.
mental. Yeah. No, so I never actually got there, but I could feel it
Oh,
coming.
oh,
And
okay.
so, because what happened is, so I got CMS in biathlon, and then I was like, okay, I need to get CMS in long cycle, which you would think long cycle would be easier than biathlon. I just have always been better at jerk, and that's my excuse. I don't know. Long cycle was harder for me. And so I finally got to the place where I was like, okay, I'm going to start working on CMS uh, for with the 16s, and like it just is not, it's not there. And then that's the first time where I've been like, holy shit, I actually don't think I'm, and it's okay, but I'm actually just not capable right now of doing what I want to do, because that's never happened in my whole kettlebell journey so far, which
Right.
is, I don't know. It's a weird thing maybe to complain about, but it really like, it like built me up a little bit too much, I think. And so I
Hmm.
had to be like, okay, it's okay that there's a point where I'm just not where I want to be. But
Absolutely. So what are you doing now? Are you trying to break through some plateaus? I see you doing a lot more barbell work.
yeah, so I,
Is that the intention?
yeah, so I basically, I was like, and I just kind of, I'm just not feeling like I want to compete.
Hmm.
And normally I've gone through this before and taken some time off, but I've just been doing bell stuff instead. Just like whatever, like regular training. I think I might have done some pentathlon training, but then it just turned into competing. Um,
Hmm.
but I had, my barbell now, and I don't know. I was like, maybe it's just time for me to actually like take a step back from bells. So like I've barely touched them. I'm a little nervous about going back to them, but I'm having a lot of fun. Like I'm actually just running like, do you know tactical barbell?
I
It's
think I've heard
like,
of it.
it's just
Yes.
like straight, it's just like actual like strength, pure strength. So I'm doing strength
Hmm.
like barbell 3 times a week. I've never trained like this in my life. This is like what is like normal training, I think, to some people.
Right.
But yeah, so like it's weird. It's really weird. There's like
Yeah.
long rests. I'm not
Yeah.
lifting till
3 minutes of rest.
I fail.
That's your typical,
Yeah, yeah.
your typical
I don't
strength
know.
work.
Don't know what to
you're
do
doing a
with myself.
set and then 3 minutes. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
long time.
I'm like folding laundry in between sets and like,
Hmm.
it's weird. And then it occurred to me, Simba, sorry, I got dogs and kids that are going to be coming
Oh yeah, I'm
around.
surprised my cat isn't climbing all over the bells. He usually is.
Wants to be part of the wants to be
Yeah.
part of the Zoom.
Look at
Um,
me.
they're always like that. No.
I know.
um, so and it occurred to me the other day how, and so I'm doing conditioning on my off days. So that's been fine. Like just running. I've just been running. I think I might snatch because I just need to snatch.
Hmm.
But it gave me some perspective for people that come into kettlebell sport who were lifting previously,
Hmm.
but not lifting like kettlebell lifting,
Right.
because holy crap, that must be a real slap in the face.
Hmm.
Like, because it's just so different, like,
Very
yeah.
different.
It's going to happen to me. I know when I get back into kettlebells, but at least I know what's coming now.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of you know exactly what to expect,
Yeah.
I think.
And I know because you have those, once you train your brain, like for example, knowing how to calm yourself down, breathe, lower your heart rate, I think that those things, they become like second nature. So even
Hmm.
though I'm not lifting kettlebells right now, like this is a weird example, but I'm I'm really stubborn, and I bought a dresser the other day. And so I moved it. My husband wasn't home. So I moved it up the stairs into our place, and then up the stairs to up the stairs. And it was actually, there was a point when I was like on the stairs where I was like, wow, this was a really bad idea because it was really heavy and I was alone. And anyways, but like I just took that moment there, felt like a 10-minute set, caught my breath, just like gathered myself, and then I got
Nice.
it up. But like that, you know what I mean? That kind of like being, because I couldn't let the dresser go is my point here, because it would fall
Yep.
down the stairs. So I had to like brace and hold it. Um,
Once you're on the stairs, there's no turning
there's
back.
no going back. Yeah, there was no going back. God, I'm such an idiot. but but like that, you just kind of like you're like, okay, there's nowhere to go but forward, so we'll just keep going. And so
Exactly.
that moving that dresser was thanks to my kettlebell sport training.
I love how you just related moving furniture to a 10-minute set. This is just a 10-minute set. We'll
I
get
know,
through
right? We'll get through it. It was actually better than a 10 minutes.
it.
Surprisingly, no.
Yeah. So
But
did
yeah.
your coach coach you for pentathlon? How
Yeah.
many competitions have you done in pentathlon? Just a couple?
I've competed in two. They were
Mhm.
both online, which is the other thing. I've never done it in person. I feel
Mhm.
like in person would be rough
The energy is
because
kind of crazy.
like yeah, because I'm a very like solitary lifter. I love lifting with other people, obviously at competition, and I wish I had like lifters with me here. But at the
Hmm.
same time, like I love just like putting on my own music. You just get so into your own head, like you're just in your own world, really. And then I
Hmm.
was thinking, like, pentathlon is a long time to be so almost like vulnerable in front of
Yeah.
so many people because you really
Hmm.
do, when you get up on the platform, you're like, you, it's like a very raw version of yourself, if
Very
you're
much
if you're
so.
doing what you're
Mhm.
supposed to be doing.
Right.
So, um, yeah, I was like, I don't know, but maybe I would. And you know how they were talking about worlds being in the ICAMF worlds in New York
Yep,
next
it's in New
year?
York.
Is it
Hmm.
going to be? I was last I heard. I
I
don't know if
think
they
so.
were
Yeah, I mean
wanting to.
it's solidified. I think Judy just told me at the AAKO that they
Oh,
just
good.
acquired the vendor,
Uh oh.
the venue. Yeah,
Uh
so I
oh.
mean it's happening.
Okay. Well, in that
Definitely
case,
happening. However, I think this is part one, and they're only going to have double pen, which is could be fun.
I was already eyeing that actually.
Could be
So,
fun.
because it's a
I
lot less time. Have you done it? Have you done much of that?
have not done it yet, no.
I haven't either.
But if I go up there, it's either going to be a double pent or I'm going to try my hand at a 30-minute long cycle.
Nice. Wait,
Yeah, I
double?
might go. No,
Oh,
24 one-arm long
one
cycle.
arm.
Yeah.
I love one arm long cycle. I really do. You get in such a you just I don't know.
It's a
It's like the
groove, huh?
perfect, yeah, it's exactly that's it, what it is. And I just think it's the most like it's the best stepping stone to get into that world. Have you competed
Hmm.
in marathon stuff before?
Nope,
Like
never done
nothing.
it.
Okay, okay,
It'll be
yeah.
my first time.
It's going to be
The
addicting.
the number one longest set I've done was I was so inspired by my buddy Ross, who owns Viking. He did a 24 kg one-arm long cycle at the All-American, and he
Uh-huh.
blasted through like 456 reps.
Yeah.
Insane, insane numbers.
Yeah.
And so when I got home, I was like, I'm gonna try a longer set, but I'm not gonna go 30 minutes. I already knew I wasn't. So I did
Yeah.
15-minute one-arm long cycle with 20 kg, and it felt really good.
Good,
Like,
right?
yeah, it felt amazing.
It's just so different. The multi switch just like it's so freeing because
Hmm.
we're so and I love both ways of lifting for different reasons, but like traditional sport, it's very limiting. Like you just it's very confining. I guess I don't
Hmm.
know how else to
Well,
say it.
there's three classical lifts, and then now with the IKO,
Yeah.
they're starting to explore the double half snatch.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
IKO is basically classic lifts,
Yeah.
so it's doubles long cycle, doubles jerk, single
And
switch
then single
snatch.
switch snatch. And
It's
I guess
tough.
they don't have military snatch. I really like military snatch too. I just did it for the
I've
first
been
time.
hearing a lot of good things about military
I
snatch.
like it. And
I
again,
know the AKLU has it on their
yeah, that's
tables.
what I think
So,
that's what I'm thinking of. Um, yeah, just accessibility because the more I've done this too, at first I didn't understand. People would always be like, kettlebell sport is a really hard sell. And I was like, that can't be true. Like, I
hmm.
just couldn't really wrap my head around the fact that people wouldn't find that fun. But like,
Right.
it turns out everybody was right. And but like getting people in because I want to grow the sport too, and having somebody jump on doubles right away. I mean, in a way, you kind of have to have to, because if that's where you're headed, you kind of got to, at some point you've got to start. But at the
Right.
same
You got to
time,
try them.
I mean, you just have to, yeah, you have to do it, obviously. But, I just think single or like multi-switch, like these different pentathlon, half marathon, like light half marathon is a good way to kind of like get people in. You get conditioning.
You get, well, yeah, I mean, the multi-switch fashion
Yeah, you learn
is
technique still, because you still
yeah.
want to have good technique. It's different, obviously. Like I move differently with single bell stuff,
Hmm.
or like multi switch stuff. But I did a half marathon with half snatch recently, kind of recently too, with a 12, and that was pretty fun. It was hard.
Oh, nice.
Half snatch and double half snatch are like rough also. But
The longer cycle.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so much you can do. It's kind of never ending. I'm very much like I see this and I'm like, ooh, this new shiny thing. I've got to
Oh,
try
piece of
this.
candy.
Yeah,
Oh, piece of
like
candy.
exactly. Yep. But
So
yeah,
walk me through did you have a coach for pentathlon
yeah,
or did
that was
you kind of
Roger.
coach yourself?
Yeah,
Nice.
no, I've had the same coach this whole time.
Nice. Can you walk me through some like the length of your program, kind of like what you did leading up to the pentathlon? What weights did you use?
So this is going to go back in my memory. I
Hmm.
definitely did a lot more like 3 and 4 minute sets with shorter rest. That's what I remember. And I think, like sometimes it would be just certain lifts, not the whole thing. Because the problem is the time. That's my other, not beef with pentathlon, but like once you're really, really training, I feel like it just is very time consuming. But then again, I'm training now like an hour doing nothing.
Yeah. Mm.
um Basically it feels like doing nothing. But yeah, so weights, shorter sets, shorter rest, obviously, working on pace. When I competed, let's see, I did my cleans with the 24. Cleans have
Nice.
never been, but they're my worst lift always, which sucks because I was hearing, I don't know who you were talking to on here, talking about how like you can just get the cleans out of the way. Everybody seems to say like, oh, the cleans, like you don't worry about those. I'm like,
You can
no,
go
it's
super
literally
heavy
the
on the clean.
worst.
That's what
Yeah,
they say. And I'm just
yeah,
like, what?
yeah, right. Like, no, not at all. Like destroy me. And there's no worse feeling than doing your first set in pentathlon and just being a mess and being like, okay, I've got so many more sets to do. But yeah, so I think, yeah, 24 for that. I never went heavier than that, but I just have always struggled with cleans, tearing hands. A lot of it was my technique, though. I did work this past when I was working on long cycle, just working on cleans by themselves a lot. Again,
Hmm.
it's a dentist thing, and
Hmm.
it really helped. But at the time, I didn't really focus on them as much as I should have probably. And clean and press, I did 16s. Clean and press was always
Hmm.
my favorite lift. So
I think
it's
that one's
just
my favorite
a
too.
joy. I would do like a 10-minute clean and press set because I just feel like that would be fun. It's just slow. Again, like
Yeah.
I like slow and
It's
like kind of
slow,
grindy and
nice. 10 RPMs is a great
beautiful.
pace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite lift too.
Right? Maybe everybody loves that one. And then the rest you're like, oh God.
Yeah,
Um,
the rest is like,
you're
okay,
like,
here we go.
why did I do this? Uh Jerks were 16s. My other thing and a really helpful thing for pentathlon is having the in-between weights, uh, like
Yeah.
14s, 18s, and I never had them.
Hmm.
And I just have so many kettlebells. I needed to get like the magnets, but I never did that. It's on my giant list of things to buy. But
Yeah, I mean, Pro Kettlebell offers
I
them.
know I've been eyeing them
Really
for
nice
so
too.
long. Um, but let's see. So 16s for jerk, which yeah, 20 RPM is like, originally I was like, oh, that's going to be super easy because it's a single bell. It's
Hmm.
not. I think I trained with a 20. I'm trying to remember if I even hit 20. I think I could hit 20 RPM with a 20, but it was just like not worth
And that was
not
for
worth it
which one?
for jerk.
Okay.
Or
Hmm.
yeah, for one arm jerk. But like that's the thing, is like if you're totally burning out halfway through pentathlon, there's no point in lifting that weight. So
Right.
I think I did some in training, but then I was like, this is not. not working. And then 16 for half snatch, which again, it's just rough, like actually like competing and keeping pace. And, it
Mm-hmm.
was, I just still remember like half snatch
18 reps a minute for a half snatch is
is
fast.
insane. It's insane.
It's fast. Yeah.
Yeah. And then 12s for push press. And I'm trying to remember, I think I hit max reps on almost everything. I don't think I hit max reps on half snatch and push press.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, did 12s for push press. Again, it's like that feeling when it's your last set and you have to pick them up
Yeah.
and it's push press and you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah, push press is the devil.
Yeah.
The end of the line,
But
it's tough.
then you do it and you're just so, I don't know, proud. I think that's what it is
Mm-hmm.
like knowing that you can do stuff is pretty, empowering. I'm trying to remember my training, like how training went more, but I honestly, I mean, my training has always just really been like little sets, you have your
Mm-hmm.
idea, you have your paces and your weight, and you just, plug and chug basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's
So
not more formative.
did your second oh, that's fine. I mean, basically just we're just conversing about it, you know. Did you make any progress with your second pentathlon set?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the second time doing pentathlon.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. So first time, I can't even remember what my scores were. What I do know is that it's nice to be a lower body weight because I think that for me, I think for me to get MS, because after I got CMS, I was like, okay, maybe I'll look at MS numbers. And I think it was like 1100 or something. Like it's so
Mm-hmm.
low compared to, or maybe even like 1,000. I don't know, low compared to like bigger lifters, obviously.
Right.
Which is why it's sometimes losing weight is the better alternative to
Mm-hmm.
lifting
That's
more. But
if
anyways,
you can maintain the strength, right?
yeah. But I really do think kettlebell sport is conducive to lighter body weights. And I say
Mm-hmm.
that as somebody who's just gained, and I've just experienced it is all. You just move, like, even if I feel strong, like I'm probably the strongest I've ever been, but like I just move faster when I'm smaller. Rack is
Right.
better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sadly, I wish it wasn't the case, um, but yeah, so the first pentathlon, I don't know what my score was, but it was not like I've always made rank, So I think I don't know if it was national rank or rank one or whatever, but then I got
Mm-hmm.
CMS the second time around. But I hadn't trained. I mean, I did a cycle of pentathlon, but between those, I had done, I don't know, some long cycle probably and
Mm-hmm.
biathlon in there. But yeah.
Nice. Do you have any plans to maybe revisit?
Yeah, well, and I'd already kind of been eyeing the double pentathlon,
Mm-hmm.
um, because it just to me that seems time wise more reasonable, even though I
Yeah.
know as soon as you add a second bell, I'm sure it's just like
Yeah.
awful
Just as
in its own
torturous.
way. But I mean, 3 minutes that sounds
Yeah. What
amazing.
is it? Three on, three off, right? For the
I
five
think so,
exercises?
but I did
Yeah.
realize 3 minutes rest is like nothing
Yeah.
now. Well, it's just weird. Time rest is weird because I'll rest 3 minutes between strength sets, and it's like but 3 minutes between
Yeah.
like a oh
You know, I
god.
think that has a lot to do with the difference in the style of training too,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
kettlebells are very much not only is it, well, it's a strength endurance thing, right? So not only are you pushing strength, but you're also
Your heart too.
your cardiac output is
Yep.
much higher than from, just straight up pressing a barbell overhead,
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Oh yeah.
So different.
And you lose that. I feel like I'm losing that just automatic little bit of conditioning that I would get
I
training
think for you
kettlebells.
it'd probably be like riding a bike. Take a couple weeks to get
I
it
hope so.
back.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope so. I'm like, oof. But it's interesting. I'm always curious about like how I've gotten to where I am just with kettlebells.
Hmm.
And so strength wise, like people say you can't get strong doing kettlebell sport, or maybe people, I don't know. I think that people say that, and maybe that's true, kind of, but like I got really strong for having never touched a barbell, like I mean, my numbers are pretty average, I think, for barbell stuff, but like I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of Googling, uh, and like for having never strength trained, that I think it's pretty decent numbers. And then same thing with conditioning, like, I think just do you know the Cooper test?
Mm-mm.
It's like a running test. I've been in this whole other world lately, not kettlebells, but it's like where you run 1.5 miles. You can either run 1.5 miles or run 12 minutes, and then
Mm-hmm.
you plug it into this thing, and it gives you kind of like an estimate of what your VO2 max would be. It's based on,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know, some kind of stuff. And so I did it, and I feel out of shape right now. And obviously, like being a good runner is a part of that. I'm not a good runner, but
Mm-hmm.
it came up that I was like pretty average, like just like a very average but like decent VO2 max, but like without training that, you know what I mean, without. And like I really haven't even touched kettlebells lately. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just think some of that stuff, like they're just so good at kind of getting you well rounded and like having all of
Yeah.
these different aspects as an athlete without even intentionally doing it. So
Right. I think, I mean, a lot of the stuff has a great carryover to really, I mean, average
everything.
people like us,
Yeah.
living lives where we're raising a family, we're working, you know,
Yeah.
this fitness stuff is for life.
It is, and
And
it's so important, you
oh,
know.
absolutely.
And that's my thing now too, is like strength training for everybody, for women. Like it's
Hmm.
so important, you know. So, and it's
So
fun,
what type
like
of stuff? Yeah, it is. I mean, it just makes you feel better,
exactly.
mentally and in your mind and in your
And
body,
physically. Yeah.
Yeah. What type of barbells, like barbell exercises are you doing?
I am just doing overhead press because
Mm-hmm.
pressing is the best,
Mm-hmm.
squatting and deadlifting. And um, so my overhead press is like my max is 88 pounds right now,
Nice.
which I really think, and I just love pressing, but I think like so much having the bells overhead for so many years, like how are you not going to get stronger? And I pressed a
Mm-hmm.
lot. I don't know how much other lifters press because every coach has their own kind of
Right.
way of programming, but like I've always pressed a lot, and I just really enjoy pressing.
Mm-hmm.
And then squat, which I'm still trying to figure out how to squat with a barbell because I just like have always squatted with kettlebells,
Right.
back
Are you
squat,
doing back squats?
back
Yep.
squat. Yeah. I thought about messing around with front squat, but I don't know yet. And so I think my max is like 165, 163,
It's a good
something like
number.
that. And then deadlift, uh, again, trying to figure out because I've only ever deadlifted really with kettlebells, which is very
Mm-hmm.
different, is like
Absolutely.
212. So
Nice.
like I was like, for not, just for not having ever trained that, I was
Mm-hmm.
pretty happy with those. And I'm curious to see, because I'm doing a strength cycle, I'm curious to see how it will play in when I move back to kettlebells too. Because again, I know there's not really necessarily a strength focus in kettlebell sport,
Mm-hmm.
but I also kind of feel like everybody could always be stronger and it would be better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with your squats and the deadlifts, you're definitely, getting more strength in the legs with
Yeah,
which is going to carry over to your jerks, your long cycle, I think it's going to have a great carryover. Pressing overhead is bells
always good.
overhead,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? Good.
just being strong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I haven't touched a barbell though since I started kettlebells.
Right? Oh, really?
It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
That's really fun
I
because
I
yeah.
literally I just bought an easy bar because there's this one uh like a pullover exercise that I really enjoyed doing when I was like barbell dumbbell traditional strength work. There was this pullover exercise that I really really enjoyed doing. So I just bought an easy bar and pulled out some of my old plates so I could start doing that again because it's this little pullover. You lie flat on a bench
Uh,
and you start with the easy bar on your chest and then you press it up back down to the chest, and then you roll it over your head down towards the ground and then back to your
Oh,
chest.
interesting.
Great for shoulder health, great for like really developing, pecs and triceps. It was one of my
Interesting.
favorites. So and I was like, I kind of miss it.
Yeah.
So
And why not?
yeah.
I've been so like kettlebell, 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 which it is the best. Like that, I don't have any argument against that. But again, like
Hmm.
there's just, I played around with maces a little bit. I was juggling this summer actually, just for fun. So
Yeah, nice.
that
How
was
you like
fun.
that?
Oh, it's so much fun. And again, I didn't realize until I started doing it, like so much respect for these like legit jugglers. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. But
I think I did one of Joe Daniels workouts where one of the swings is you flip the
the
bell
flip,
over.
yeah, yeah.
The only time that I've ever flipped a bell. I haven't tried any juggling or
Oh,
anything,
it's
but
fun. I don't even record
yeah.
myself though. Usually it's like that bad. But yeah, I think it's really interesting too. The cool thing about juggling is you really have to learn like the pendulum
Hmm.
because you have to get that float and that like momentum to be able to like
Hmm.
get the bell moving. And so like it kind of like really reinforces like it just feels like it goes hand in hand with kettlebell sport a little bit. It's
Yeah.
funny.
Well, maybe that's why we always see juggling at
Yeah,
kettlebell sport
there's a reason.
competitions.
Yeah, there's a
Yep.
reason why. But I was gonna say something and I forgot. Is it about barbells? I don't know. Anyways.
So K2 is coming up right around the corner. What are you thinking?
Oh,
Triathlon?
yeah. You know, honestly, now that I'm just like sitting and talking it out, because in my head, I'm like, I need to get CMS with 16s, like long cycling, but
Hmm.
that just was really tough for me lately. Maybe it'd be good to go back down to the 12s because I really haven't competed on the 12s. What happened at this past K2 comp is I was gonna long cycle the
Hmm.
16s to try and get CMS, but I wasn't there. And so I just switched at the last minute and I did a double half snatch set with the
Oh,
12s
nice.
just to not have to do long cycle the
Right.
16s. But
Hmm.
like it's okay. Um Maybe that would be, I don't know. Have you done triathlon? Have you trained for triathlon?
No, no.
Because it's like
Um,
time. Now my concern is always time because
yeah, that would
it's
be 30
just,
minutes of lifting.
yeah. Or and yeah, training time too. Or I guess like
Hmm.
structuring into my day, like I don't know.
Right.
But that seems maybe
Seems
I should.
doable.
Seems doable.
I think so.
I think it would be. And it's funny because like the eights are always an option, but like it just never occurs to me
Yeah.
that I could even, they're like toys. It's weird. But I think it's just from lifting everything else for so long, you know.
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
awesome.
You gonna come out?
So,
Oh.
uh, I'm really gonna aim to. Um, Another competition I'd really like to make it out to is to Moses Dunka
Uh-huh.
uh, down
In
there in
Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to meet him. When I very first started kettlebell sport, he kind of like just grabbed me and was like,
Mm,
here, do this, and giving me. He was my first like. He gave me my first instructions on how to do things,
that's awesome.
in the sport world. And I remember he gave me he said just try to do a 6 minute or 10-minute set with 12 kg snatch. And I made it 6 minutes before I had to put the bell down because my
Yeah.
palm hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Like literally the first time I went above 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then so from there, he helped me establish my very, very base foundation for kettlebell sport. And then after him, I went off to Nikolai, and
Okay.
now I'm working with Dennis. So
I don't know if I knew that. That's awesome.
yeah,
I've never
pretty cool.
switched coaches. Like it's so funny. It's another thing. Like I have always, and I love Roger. Like
Hmm.
he's like family pretty much, because it's like so
Right.
many years and like your relationship with your coach is like such a, for me at least, is a
Hmm.
very like personal thing. But, I don't know. I
Yeah,
never
Nikolai is
know.
still very much a mentor of mine, you
Yeah.
know. The guy is just not only intelligent in sport, but business,
Yeah.
and event running, all that good
Yes.
stuff. So he's definitely a great mentor. And now Dennis, he's probably one of the leading coaches in kettlebell
Coaches. Oh,
sport.
for
So
sure. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
getting coached by Dennis is like,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
that's awesome. Good. Oh,
You
that makes
know,
me happy.
you have his, he gives you his programming, and now you're not only, how about taking courses with him, got his book, but now you're getting it firsthand, and
Yeah.
you can kind of understand the methodology a whole lot better than just you can get a lot of stuff from his book and his certification courses, but actually working with him on a weekly basis where you're talking to him all the time
Yeah.
and he's, fixing you and, you know, giving you the intention. It's really good. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I always thought, I feel like James GS Science, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
he must be a really, really good coach.
Yes. I've heard
I mean,
great
just
things
like
about him.
everybody has their own, touch, I
Mm-hmm.
suppose. It's cool.
I do. I I got a feeling I may reach out to uh Gareth and Kevin's coach, Finbar,
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
the
Uh-huh.
the like pentathlon
Is
guy.
is he, I was gonna say, does he just coach
Look, I'm not sure. He probably does. He's
pentathlon?
probably a very well-rounded coach,
Yeah.
but when he's creating
Monsters.
multiple monsters in
Yeah,
pentathlon, he
that's a good point.
he probably knows a thing or two. So I'm definitely thinking about reaching out to him to maybe guide me along. I think that'd be cool.
What does Dennis think of your pentathlon stuff? I'm always curious because I see Dennis as being very like traditional. Like
He is
I
he
don't
is
know.
very he is
Simba.
extremely traditional. And but he will so when I did a 6 week cycle leading into Boston back in April. So we came off the All-American October of last year, and then we did, I think the next one was Dennis's World Championship in February.
Mhm.
And then from February to April, it was right around 6 weeks. It was leading into Boston, and I asked him to program me pentathlon.
Oh.
So he did. He programmed me for 6 weeks on the pentathlon, and it
Oh
was
wow.
really well put
I'm sure.
together.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it's funny because he did exactly what when I talked to Garrett and Kevin, how they break down their cycles and their workout and the routine. Dennis did something extremely similar to that. So
That's
he
funny.
obviously knows his stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So,
that's really
and I
interesting.
mean I did fairly well. I didn't do I tried to do 24 all the way through.
Oh,
And my half snatch, the jerk just takes a lot out of you. And then going into the half snatch, and I learned a lot at that competition because Kevin was there and I was doing it right next to him.
oh,
So yeah, yeah. So when we sit down, he's like got his little sugar snacks and he's taking a few bites.
yeah. I
And it,
heard.
and it
Yep,
dawned on me like that's where I'm messing up
yep.
because fueling between the sets is it because I was just done going into
Yeah,
the half snatch.
yeah.
And then I think I dropped the bell at like 80 reps. Might have been
Mhm.
even shorter than that. I don't even think I made it 3 minutes, but I
Yeah,
needed the rest. And then when I got back on the push press, I completed the time. Didn't max out the numbers, but I completed the
but you were
time.
able to. Yeah,
Yeah, and just from that experience, I learned that the intra-set fueling,
yeah.
little
You
quick
guys had
carbs
talked
in
about it
between the
on here, and I
sets.
was like, I've never done that. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that makes
yep.
so much sense.
And then now, like seeing Kevin do it in real life, him talking to me about it, and then Garrett the same thing, talking
Yeah,
about and he does his a little different, but everybody's different. You just got to work on, work in what's best for you.
right.
But yeah, ever since we started adding in like little snacks between the longer sets, it's
That's
made an
interesting.
incredible difference.
That is
That and
very
the
interesting.
and the amount of carbs you're taking in during the week, you
Hmm.
know, plays a big
Hmm.
role. So nutrition, period, just plays a huge role in, I think, in being
The best that you
like
can.
these
Yeah.
top guys. Yeah, I mean, being the best that you can be.
And I don't, I honestly have never taken nutrition seriously. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I've always pretty much always trained fasted, which
Mm-hmm.
my logic is I don't like having food in my stomach when I
Right.
lift,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, but it makes sense. I have noticed with the barbell stuff, like I can't lift without eating beforehand with the barbell
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I can suffer through kettlebell stuff without eating beforehand, and I've done
Right.
that for years, but like because I get real like lightheaded and it's just very different. It's interesting how it just your body responds differently. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I heard you guys talk about nutrition. I was like, maybe I need to
Yeah.
figure that out. I mean, obviously I do anyways, but
Right.
thinking of it more and like how it
What's
plays
up, buddy?
into your lifting.
Oh, really? So you didn't get hot chocolate? Sorry. Oh, it was a long line. Well, maybe we'll go hit it before we go trunk or treating. How's that? All right, I'm finished up. I'm almost done. Oh, this is my
Oh,
boy Grayson. You're in
hi.
my earpiece, so he can't hear you. But this is Anjelika. We're talking about kettlebell stuff.
He's like,
Okay. He's like,
not exciting.
yeah, right.
That's
I mean,
funny.
he has his little bell. Oh man, 44.4. That's good stuff, buddy. He just weighed
Does
himself.
he have one of the kids' bells?
Oh yeah, he pulls it out all the time.
Yeah,
Good old
we've
Moses
got one.
kettlebell for kids.
We've
Yeah.
got one too for the kids. Yeah.
Yep. He likes to swing it around with me out here.
That's awesome.
So, Angelika, yep, half your body, dude. Angelika, it was
Yeah.
such a pleasure to talk to you. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you taking the time.
Thank
It
you
was
for
it was nice
this.
to meet you. Yeah,
Good to meet you
we should
too.
do it
Hopefully I'll
again.
see you. Yes, I'm always down. Always down to talk about kettlebells.
Yes, we should once you're into your triathlon cycle.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, we'll stay in contact.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Angelika, thank you so much. I'll talk
Thanks.
to you soon.
Okay,
Say
bye.
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 You're
He's
crazy.
like, what?